The year 2023 unfolded a new era, the era of young blood, where jealousy can overtake years of friendship. With some post-matchup beef, some Twitter memes, and on-the-court fire, the world of tennis is all set for another spicy rival, one of Nadal versus Federer. This is the story of Carlos Alcaraz and Holger Rune, true friends or actual foes? Wimbledon 2023 came up with some fascinating encounters, but the pick of them all was the clash of childhood friends and teammates. This clash might have sown the seed for a new rivalry, a rivalry unmatched in its quality. The mighty clash took place in the quarterfinals of the 2023 Wimbledon. The two friends embarked on their pre-match interactions with courteous remarks, yet as the game unfolded, emotions escalated. I'm excited about this match. We shared a lot of great moments. We played together since we were 12 years old. We've not texted each other, but obviously, we know each other well, said Carlos Alcaraz before the match. He even praised some of his opponent's qualities. If I have to take some weapon from him, I'm going to say the backhand. I'm not saying that my backhand is bad. No, I think he has a great backhand. On the other hand, the Danish star Rune also praised the qualities of his opponent. He's always been a very passionate player on the court, I would say, with a lot of energy, he said. A big forehand also in juniors, Rune said. The game was all set, and it was a declaration of war. During the initial set of their first major encounter, the prominent frustration felt by Carlos Alcaraz was unmistakable. He faced difficulties with his backhand and struggled with return shots, and Holger Rune, his adversary, adeptly handled his average drop shots. The nervousness was apparent from both players. Both players were missing out on opportunities in return games, but the set was hanging in balance, perfect for the neutrals as it went to a tiebreak. It was all about rhythm, such that the last 6 shots were decided in 2 or fewer shots, with Alcaraz winning 5 of those points. At 3-3, Rune double faulted, which decided the set. At 4-3, Alcaraz found a serve winner, followed by a body shot at 5-3. Rune was never really settled in, and the set was done and dusted with another one to the body followed by a shot down the line for the winner. The second set pretty much followed the same trend, with Alcaraz winning 71% return points and had 0 unforced errors, a magical stat for him, but a nightmare for Rune. The game was pretty much serve-centric, with both players struggling. The second set was hanging in balance at 4-4, but Rune blinked at 15-all with a double fault, followed by a missed overhead at 30-all, and then it was another backhand down-the-line winner for Alcaraz. Rune was struggling physically, and it was quite apparent. Alcaraz won the set 6-4. The third set again featured some great returns from Alcaraz, whereas Rune continued to make errors. In the first game, Alcaraz managed to break Rune's serve, followed by some quality shots down the line. He was easily covering the court. In the next game, Alcaraz went down 15-0 and missed the next 2 first serves, but Rune was struggling with the returns. This was the story of the match. Alcaraz secured the set and match 7-6, 6-4, 6-4. The Wimbledon quarterfinal clash marked the first instance in the Open era where 2 players under 21 competed, generating considerable excitement. During the match, it was evident that the Danish competitor was contending with physical challenges. Post-match, Holger confirmed that he wasn't in the best condition earlier in the day, attributing it to something that occasionally occurs. Holger disclosed, "In today's match, I wasn't at my optimal state, but I made every effort to not let down the spectators. I endeavored to persevere till the end. My sensations were unlike those of other mornings when I woke up today." Rune's comments raised more than a few eyebrows. What stood out was his failure to extend congratulations to Alcaraz, especially considering their long-standing friendship dating back to their teenage years. Was this the start of bitter jealousy between the two? Then, when Alcaraz was asked about the match, he had some different views. "It's not easy to play against someone I've played so many times. When we were younger, we grew up together, the same age. For me, it's not easy to play against." He went on to add, "A lot of nerves. I couldn't control it all. Was able to win the first set, the key to turning around a little bit of my emotions. It helped me a lot that I screamed after the first set to put out all the nerves and start to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the match. Smiling for me, as I said a few times, is the key to everything." Wimbledon wasn't the only occasion when the young guys went against each other. The tennis world also witnessed a fiery encounter between the two at the 2022 ATP Masters 1000 in Paris. Following a strong start in the opening set, Rune maintained his position to bring about a tie-break situation, and his second serve average speed was 111 miles per hour, which is stunning. Rune was looking unstoppable. The hallmark for him was his serve. He was making 74% of his first serves, averaging 125 miles per hour, and 37% of his first serves were unreturned from Alcaraz, winning the first set 6-3. The world #1 Alcaraz elevated his performance in the second set, although he did himself some abdominal damage in the process when it was 5-5. According to him, he was trying extremely hard and he was giving it an extra whip on those ground strokes. It was heartbreaking for his fans. Alcaraz clearly couldn't stretch well and couldn't serve well. Nonetheless, due to receiving treatment for an abdominal muscle issue at 6-5, Alcaraz was compelled to withdraw, with Rune ahead 3-1 in the second set tiebreak at 6-3, 6-6. "I thought it was a great match. It's unlucky for him," said Rune. "I think we both played very well and I was super focused. It was an amazing crowd, amazing tennis, so I'm super pleased with how I handled everything today." This victory was a big leap for young Rune against his friend Alcaraz. It was clear that he enjoyed it a lot at the expense of his friend's injury, but friendships are bound to slip, aren't they? When it comes to personalities, Carlitos is usually the people's favorite and is widely appreciated in tennis circles, whereas his peer is quite the opposite. Rune is often regarded as an angry man due to his aggressive nature on and off the court. Earlier this year, Carlos Alcaraz shared a viral meme depicting an exuberant baby fist-pumping at a hockey game. This tweet was a tribute to his friend and fellow teenager Holger Rune, who was experiencing his initial wave of success on the ATP circuit at the time. Alcaraz's message was clear: the babies had arrived. Since then, one of those youngsters, Alcaraz himself, has been embraced warmly by fans and fellow players. The other, well, let's just say Rune's reception has been somewhat less smooth. After a closely fought 3-set match against Rune, which took place in Bercy, Stan Wawrinka encapsulated the prevailing sentiment when he advised Rune, "I suggest you refrain from displaying childlike behavior on the court." Now, when we talk about their young careers, they've already accomplished a lot. Having crossed paths since their junior days, the 20-year-old tennis talents have shared a connection, frequently participating in the same tournaments and age divisions due to being born within a week of each other. A video has surfaced showcasing Alcaraz and Rune teaming up for doubles play at the esteemed junior tennis event Les Petites As when they were merely 13 years old, demonstrating the very skills that they have now, thrusting them into the tennis world's spotlight. Emerging as fresh luminaries of the ATP Tour, both players have taken the world by storm. Alcaraz has secured the position of world #1, while Rune has established himself in the top 5 of the ATP world, setting the stage for a rivalry between these 20-year-old contenders that is bound to shape the course of the tour in the years ahead. Their initial clash unfolded at the next-gen ATP Finals in Milan, where Alcaraz emerged victorious in their first encounter. So the question arises, who's been the better player so far? The two of them have faced off 3 times, with Alcaraz having a narrow 2-1 lead. Apart from having the upper hand in the head-to-head, Alcaraz has won 12 career titles to Rune's 4, and his prize money currently stands at a whopping $20,336,707 compared to Rune's $5,998,617. Alcaraz is a 2-time Grand Slam champion, whereas Rune is still struggling to get off the mark. Alcaraz has won 4 ATP Masters 1000 tournaments and ATP Tour 500, followed by a couple of ATP Tour 250s, whereas Holger Rune has a singles ATP Masters 1000 tournament and a few ATP Tour 250s under his belt. So what do you guys think about this epic rivalry? Will Alcaraz stretch his lead, or will Rune manage to pull it back? Let us know in the comments section below.